What if one of today's biggest technology stories is actually a personalized cancer vaccine showing a major late-stage win? Welcome to the Automated Daily Tech News Edition, the podcast created by Generative AI. It's August 20th, 2026. I'm Trent Teller, and today we're covering OpenAI's next business moves, fresh strain in AI hardware, urgent Apple security fixes, and a few strong signals about where tech is heading next. This episode is brought to you by CrispCall. CrispCall provides agentic cloud telephony for modern businesses. Find the link in the episode notes. First, several new developments around OpenAI. In the latest update to a story we've been following, ChatGPT is reportedly set to begin showing ads to users in Europe on August 24. That would expand earlier testing in the United States and mark a real shift in how OpenAI monetizes consumer usage, especially for people who still expect AI assistants to feel more like tools than ad-supported platforms. There's also a new report that OpenAI is slowing some model training work after security concerns linked to the Hugging Face hack. If that holds, it suggests internal safeguards are starting to influence release speed in a very direct way. And on the business side, OpenAI's CFO reportedly told employees the company expects to become public in 2027, with a chance of moving sooner if growth stays strong. The same report says revenue momentum is accelerating, and Codex has reached 20 million weekly active users, another sign that AI coding is becoming a very large business very quickly. The AI hardware squeeze is still tightening. Samsung has reportedly raised prices on advanced chipmaking services by as much as 15% because AI demand has pushed factory capacity close to full. That matters far beyond Samsung's own customers, because higher foundry prices can ripple through cloud platforms, AI labs, and device makers that all rely on leading-edge chips. Nvidia, meanwhile, reportedly received approval to sell a limited batch of H200 chips into China, but with a major restriction: Beijing does not want those chips kept on the mainland. It's another reminder that advanced AI hardware is no longer just a supply story. It is also a geopolitical one, where commercial demand and national policy are tightly entangled. China's AI competition also moved forward. In a new development, Zhipu has reportedly released GLM 5.3, an open-weight coding model described as unusually strong at finding software security flaws. Reports say it outperformed paid systems from OpenAI and Anthropic on one benchmark. That is useful for defensive security teams, but it also sharpens the misuse concern, because the same capability can help attackers move faster. A related signal comes from Ramp Economics Lab. Its latest August data suggests businesses are increasingly using routing and model-serving platforms to reach cheaper AI models, including open source and Chinese options. But the key point is that this spending appears to be additive, not a clear replacement for OpenAI or Anthropic. At the same time, AI-first sales and support software looks especially fluid, with newer vendors rising quickly. So the enterprise AI market still looks wide open in several categories. On cybersecurity, Apple issued urgent patches for Safari and WebKit after flaws were found that could crash the browser, expose sensitive data, corrupt memory, and potentially help an attacker escape browser protections. When Apple ships emergency fixes like this, it is usually a sign the company sees real risk, so users and IT teams should treat the update as a priority. There was also another reminder that supply chains are still a major weak point. Pokémon Center reportedly confirmed customer data was stolen after a breach at shipping partner CEAL Logistics. The brand itself was not the original point of compromise, but the outcome for customers is the same, and it fits a broader pattern where third-party vendors create very real exposure for consumer companies. More broadly, security researchers are increasingly arguing that AI is shortening the useful life of software exploits. The idea is that some classic 0 days may now behave more like half days, because AI is accelerating both vulnerability discovery and patching. Whether that phrase catches on or not, the underlying trend is worth watching. Another interesting web signal: Reddit's share of ChatGPT search citations reportedly dropped sharply in mid-August. Analysts have pointed to possible query changes inside ChatGPT, but the timing is messy, and even the tracking data may contain artifacts. So for now, the more useful takeaway is not that one platform definitely changed everything, but that AI search visibility remains unstable enough that publishers should be cautious about overreacting to a single chart. In fintech, Stripe is making a very confident AI era bet. The company told investors that January 1 marked what it called the beginning of the singularity, while also reporting strong first-half growth in revenue and free cash flow. Stripe says, a large share of the Forbes AI 50 is building on its platform, and it also confirmed the acquisition of OpenRouter in a deal reportedly worth more than $8 billion, mostly in stock. The bigger message is strategic. Stripe appears happy to stay private while using that flexibility to make large moves around AI-linked payments and infrastructure. Apple may also have revealed more than it intended. Code found in a macOS 26.7 release candidate reportedly points to a broad set of unreleased plans, including camera-equipped AirPods tied to visual intelligence, a foldable iPhone, a smart home hub, and OLED updates for more devices. Software references do not guarantee launch dates, but they are often one of the clearest early looks at what Apple is preparing behind the scenes. And finally, 2 stories from the edge of science and research infrastructure. Moderna and Merck say their personalized mRNA cancer vaccine succeeded in a phase 3 trial for high-risk melanoma patients after surgery when used alongside Keytruda. The companies say patients stayed cancer-free longer and were less likely to see the disease spread. Full details still matter, but if the result holds up, it would be an important milestone for individualized cancer treatment and for mRNA beyond infectious disease. And in mathematics, Terence Tao has introduced Palomar, a registry for lean verified proofs. It is not a peer review system, but it is meant to create a more trusted public record for formally checked results, including work that is AI assisted. As machine-generated proofs become more common, that kind of verification layer could become much more important. Thanks to our sponsor, Gamma. Gamma lets you effortlessly use AI to design for presentations, websites, and more. Find the link in the episode notes. That's the roundup for August 20th, 2026. The common thread today is that AI is moving deeper into the real economy, affecting business models, chips, security, finance, and even scientific validation. Thanks for listening to the Automated Daily Tech News Edition. I'm Trent Teller, and I'll be back tomorrow.